So what we've got in front of us is a little bit of an unknown. It's a Samsung Galaxy Tab 7.7 and it's totally dead, will not turn on, and when you apply power to it to charge the battery, there's no indication of it charging the battery whatsoever on the screen. So a little bit of an unknown here, but because it's just come to me and it's just been given to me, thought I'd take a chance and buy a battery off eBay and purchase that one that's allegedly an OEM version, and it only cost £8 free shipping. So I thought I'd take a chance and see if it's the battery that's the problem. Now the reason I think it's the battery is because I know Samsung phones from around this period that this was made also, there's a slight problem where if you let it drain down too much, then it will not accept a charge off the USB port. It's drained down so far that it's unable to actually register, and the charge protection unit that's in here will not put any charge into that battery whatsoever. It happens on other phones as well, and what you have to end up doing is taking the battery out and hacking a couple of wires together and forcing some charge into that battery just to take it above the level, so the actual charging PCB in here actually sees it and then will allow some charge to go in from the USB port as normal. So that's what I'm hoping for anyway. So what we're going to do is crack this case open and swap out the battery, and hopefully I get a nice fully working, fully functional Samsung tablet for £8 for the price of a new battery. Nice one. So to actually get this back cover off, what I've got here is a couple of guitar picks, and I've got these little plastic spudgers here. I'm using plastic ones, don't want to use metal ones around here because we want to be really careful and not smash that screen, otherwise it's just not worth repairing at all. And these little plastic ones, they've got this little angle bevel on the end here. Just going to use these and go all the way around and working to try and separate the actual back case away from that glass. And you just keep working your way around, and eventually all the clips will start to pop and the actual screen itself will start to lift away from this bezel here. Don't use your pick in that kind of angle, because what you're doing is forcing pressure onto this glass. Keep it down on that angle and just keep going along, releasing those clips. I'll just hear them clicking, and of course every time I hear one click my heart sinks, but you think you've smashed the glass, but it's perfectly fine. Just take your time. So eventually keep going along there and you'll get to a point where a good piece of the side and this corner here has completely come away from the bezel. So now what we can do is try and manipulate that on each side to get the rest of it out. I'm just having a quick comparison with the batteries here, and I must say it looks completely genuine. Different date codes on these, obviously. This one's slightly older, 2011, this one's 2012. They're both 5,100 milliamp hours. So what I'm actually going to do is pop off the connection here for the old battery. I'm just going to lay the new battery here and plug it in and see if the actual unit powers on before I actually go ahead and remove the old battery, see if that does the trick. So to pop the old battery out, what I'm going to do is just remove this flat flex cable here to get that out of the way, and then pop up the connections of the old battery here, get them out of the way. Hopefully I'll be able to do this. Put that flat flex cable back there, and then I'm going to try and connect this new battery up so we can just do a quick power on test. So I'm holding the new battery on with my hand on the back here, so what I'm going to do is fire up the power button. And there we go, fully working. So it was the battery. So to actually replace the battery, it's really simple on this unit. Just get rid of that flat flex connection, unplug it here, and just can't, so it's moving out the way. You don't want to nick that and have to replace the flat flex as well. To unplug the battery, it's an upward movement. It doesn't slide in from the side or anything like that, so you've got to pop it upwards. And then we've just got 6 Phillips head screwdrivers around the side holding the battery down. So nice simple job. So with all the screws removed, and when you've unplugged it, simple job, use this spudger to help you lift it up and remove it from the unit. And of course fitting the new one is just a reversal. Let's get that flat flex cable out the way. And what I'm going to do, put the screws in first before you actually connect all these up again. And to fit the back cover back on again, I found it a lot easier to work on the bottom first, where the charge port actually is, and then work your way around towards the top. And the main stumbling block you'll find is the headphone jack, because it has a little bit of a lip on it, so you need to use a pry tool to gently lift up that bezel up and over that headphone jack. So once you've got that headphone jack in place, just go around the sides, not putting too much pressure on, just getting all those clips back in place. So I'm getting the icon on there now, so it's taking a full charge. So the best thing to do is to give it a good charge for a good few hours before you start using your new battery. So if you've got a similar Samsung and it's completely dead, and you knew you were using it beforehand, you may have drained that battery. That's probably why. Now, I could actually try and attach some wires to these so I can actually force some charge in there, but the battery that I've replaced in there, it does look genuine. It's only £8 off eBay and it's a newer one, so this is quite an old unit now, so the battery was never going to be as good as what it was when it was new, so hopefully we've got a few more years life out of this one. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, and I'll see you for the next one.